Let's get into the 5 common things secure and confident parents avoid doing. I do have a disclaimer. There is no perfect secure parent out there. This is a list I've pulled together that I find helpful, and also I'm sharing because I believe and I'm convinced that these type of lists are very helpful in how we retain and collect information. First thing, secure parents avoid blaming their children for how they feel. I've touched on this before, and again I'm quoting Dr. Gabor Mate. It's not the trigger that's the problem, it's what's inside. Children aren't to blame for how we are programmed to react and the actions we have taken based on temporary feelings that we can ask ourselves, do we want to be oscillating in our actions based on how we feel? Or do we want to step into our true power of being able to observe a feeling, sit in it, watch it ride its course without needing to act on it? This is where the healing work of emotional strongholds starts. And can I just say, it is hard, but there is so much power in being able to notice a feeling and choose not to act on it. Second thing is secure parents avoid making children the reason for how good or bad their life is going. To think that you are the primary reason someone is having a great life, or that you are the reason why they aren't, is a huge burden that children should not be made to carry. You know, when we say things like, everything I do is for you, this life I'm living is for you. Is it really? Is it really though? Having said that, I know as parents, our children can serve as a huge reason for us to show up better or inspire us to make certain changes. That is beautiful. That, you know, the point here is not that they shouldn't be the reason. They shouldn't be the only reason. You are good enough reason. Your faith is good enough reason. Your other relationships are good enough reasons too. Spread the load. Spread the load. I know you're probably thinking, but why? It's important for children to grow up knowing that no matter what they do, you as an individual, you have power over how you choose to live your life. That it's not dependent on them. It's such a huge responsibility we carry as parents to know that to a certain degree, our children's lives are hugely dependent on the decisions that we make. So imagine passing on that burden to a child. It's not ideal. So secure parents avoid doing that. The third thing secure parents avoid doing is getting wrapped up in their children's world, aka not having a life of their own. The amount of times children look up to us as adults, I hope our prayer is that our adult life is fulfilling enough to make them want to, or to give them a blueprint rather of what's possible. I know can take all of your focus and time. Feeding every few hours, diaper changing, putting them to sleep, the doctor's appointments, the list goes on. If you're at that stage, permission to be wrapped up in their world, because technically you kind of are. They need you there 24/7. But as we begin to find our feet again, the hope is that we will evolve knowing ourselves better and hold space for both you and your child to thrive, not that one thrives and the other doesn't. The fourth thing is secure parents avoid manipulating their children with their emotions. And it sounds like this: Mommy is so sad. Can you please tidy up, because that's gonna make me really, really happy. Or Mommy's had a really bad day. I need a hug. You wouldn't give me a hug? I'm so sad. I just need a hug. You know, they avoid manipulating their children to do anything. The truth is, manipulating children only teaches them how to be manipulators or to seek out manipulative relationships because that is what they know as normal. If they aren't exposed to any other healthy, more meaningful relationships, and frankly, you are the most important relationship to them. So what you do has a huge, huge impact. Let's go to number 5. Secure parents avoid trying to control other relationships. So with other members of the family or friends, there is a temptation to try and control how our children navigate those relationships. There's a huge difference between teaching our children our family values, your family values, and trusting that over time they will show up no matter where they are, no matter who they are with those values. Teaching and influencing are loving, and control is fear-based. The fear that we don't want to repeat the same patterns or what we had experienced ourselves. Sometimes that fear can be so tangible that we forget whose influence really matters most. And it's you, the parent, not even their teachers, not their grandparents. Your influence matters the most. I also feel the need to add that drawing boundaries is healthy for other relationships too. You do need to step in if you feel like your children are in danger or if they are in risk of being hurt both physically and emotionally. That is why you are their parent. That's different from controlling. If they're not going to be in a position of being hurt physically or emotionally, then lean towards influencing rather than controlling. Okay, I hope that you have found value in what we have spoken about today. If you have, please share this video with somebody else who will also find value. Like, comment, subscribe, because you know how the algorithm works. When we do those things, it helps this work to be seen by other people. Thank you very much for listening, and I shall see you next week.